Hey guys, it's Melissa from melscardcorner.com, and today I'm going to show you how I'm using some of these supplies that I'm putting on screen right now, which are currently available from Stampin' Up, to create 3 really pretty birthday cards that were super easy to make using the June 2024 Sheetload of Cards template from Alicia at Call Me Crafty Owl. I will have a link to her channel down below where you can go and check out her Sheetload of Cards series, but it's basically just a monthly series where she provides a one sheet wonder type sketch where you can create multiple cards with minimal supplies, well, minimal designer series paper. So let me show you what I've done. We'll get these supplies out of the way. For the first card, oh, and I should say her sketch designs 8 cards. I did not do 8 cards. On each template, on the template each month, she provides single card instructions as well, or cutting guide. And I had several scraps from this Full of Life Designer Series paper that I needed to use up. As you can see, I still have a couple of, just one, I guess. I used everything but this one piece. So, and I had quite a few scraps because I've been using this paper. And so I love a good scrap buster, and so that's what I decided to do instead of creating 8 cards. So here's the first one. I followed her cutting guide to come up with these little sketches, or this little section, this panel. And it looks, from a distance, it looks like it's just one piece of paper, but it's actually 3. So if you had different paper, you could probably make this be a little more prominent to where you could see it's 3 separate panels. But since I was using a gridded pattern, it doesn't show up quite as well. So I could have just cut this as one piece of paper if I wanted to make things a little bit easier on myself. But I didn't realize it until after I'd cut it. But it's still really pretty as it is. And so lemon lime twist background, and then the pattern paper, my scraps here, these are 1 inch, and her cutting guide called for 3 inches. Mine were not quite 3 inches. I think mine are just over 2 3/4. So I just adjusted my matting layer to make it work. The happy birthday that I've used on all of my cards is from Attention Shoppers. So that's where that came from. And then I cut it out using this is the smaller of the 2 dies in the Happy Little Things bundle. These are the Happy Little Things dies. And so then I just trimmed out that background with my paper trimmer, and again with all the smaller strips as well. Stamped the sentiment in lemon lime twist ink, and then to embellish it, I added a few of the iridescent foil gems, which I think really work well with all the rainbow paper, since there's a lot of rainbow colors coming out of those gems. So that was the first one. We'll set it over here. For the second one, I decided to do a variation on the first card. And so here is the second card, and it's pretty much laid out all the same, exactly as this card. But to give it a little more interest, this time I cut out my background using the deckled rectangle dies, and I used the largest die from this set to cut that out. And I just feel like it gives it a really nice visual interest. And an added bonus, if you struggle with getting layers straight on your card, if you use a deckled edge like this, it fools the eye and people won't realize whether it's straight or not because it's an irregular edge. So if that's something you struggle with, I highly recommend these dies. But again, everything else is the same. Lemon lime twist cardstock, lemon lime twist ink, and then the iridescent foiled gems. So that was my second one. For the third one, I had some more kind of blue and green type scraps. And so for this one, instead of going with the lemon lime twist, I created kind of a softer look with this card. So I have a pool party background, and this I die cut out with the stitched rectangle dies, which unfortunately are a retired product. I love stitched rectangles though, so I still use these even though they are retired. But you could use, whatever you want for the background. You could even just use your trimmer to cut it out if you want. Something on that card. I'll have to figure out that. I may have to embellish there. And then I used kind of a watercolor wash looking piece of designer series paper, also from the Full of Life. was a little scrap I had. And then I stamped in the pool party ink for my sentiment. And I forgot to mention, all of these sentiments, I have them popped up on dimensionals, so they have a little bit of height to them. I used the mini since this is kind of a narrow, this is like 3/8 of an inch tall. And then again, finished it off with the iridescent foiled gems, which just works so beautifully with this designer series paper. And so there are my 3 cards created using this month's SheetLoad of Cards template. Do you love SheetLoad of Cards? If you do, let me know down in the comment box. I have been a longtime fan of this series. I used to be part of Alicia's collaboration team for it. But even after I stepped down from the collaboration team, I have continued to make cards. I don't necessarily get them made and shared every month, but this month, as soon as I saw this special 6x6 edition, I knew I wanted to use up some of my scraps and knock out some birthday cards. I have a lot of June birthdays coming up this month, and so I'm 3 cards ahead. Yay me. So if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.